She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat This Twin Cities. My name is Terry Daniel. I'm down here in studio doom and gloom because it's dark and there's no windows. Tracy is upstairs in the peaceful studio G. I don't know why I'm labeling
bright and shiny.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm labeling these things, but I think you like it. Yeah, you like it a little more up there because you don't feed off my anxiety when I'm down here trying to mow through a bunch of projects with nothing to look at but Aralex foam.
We do need to work on that, getting you out of the basement studio.
Yeah, we definitely need some, especially in the summertime where I need a view of something. I'm telling you, right now I have pictures of the backyard hung up.
Yeah.
That's my studio view.
I think I want a sign for my door that says Studio G.
Yeah, we should get one made, actually.
Yeah, or maybe I need to come up with a better name for it. But
we will work on that. But why don't you tell everybody what's coming up on our exciting show today?
Okay, awesome. We're going to be talking about Peg's Countryside Diner, which is in Hamel. It's just an awesome little spot. Yes. Black Sheep Pizza. Mm-hmm. There's so many things going on in the Twin Cities right now. Seriously. I mean, you can tell spring is sprung and there's just so many events and stuff happening. And we're going to be just giving a list of different things, even in the next week that are going on. And then, of course, Mother's Day is coming up. So we'll be talking about that as well.
Hang on. I'm trying to do a Periscope video.
Yes. Okay, you have to tell everybody about this. I kind of turned you on to it.
You did. Well, you turned me on, but then you also turned me on to this. But with Periscope, I'm sure this app has been around for a while, but thanks to you, I'm now addicted to another social media app where you can actually record yourself or record things that you're doing. For example, this morning I recorded my recording software because I was working on a voiceover demo for a new talent. And I use Adobe Audition for that. And people just logged on and they loved it. I mean, it was just a little 5-minute video where I'm showing them the different tracks. And it's amazing because, you know, some of the stuff, I mean, you can sit there and pick your nose and people will log on and comment. I mean, it doesn't even matter what you do. I mean, it seems like what a perfect little app for the short attention span. And it seems like it's really, I don't know how long it's been around, but it's really taken off.
Well, it's one of those things, too. Some of the videos, it's almost like a train wreck. You can't stop watching once you're on. And I think it's so cool. It's added just another level of it. It's awesome because it's live and you can actually interact with people instantly. So that's so nice, too. We'll have to use it for the show because then people can see us live. And then also, yes. It's nice that you can ask questions. Did you have a lot of people asking you questions this morning?
I didn't. A lot of people just logged on and watched. But yesterday I was kind of testing it out, and I was sitting in the parking lot of the YMCA, and I did it. And I didn't have my cheater glasses on.
Oh,
and
no.
I couldn't see anything. I'm like trying to figure out like how to point the camera to me, and it was really embarrassing. And people were making comments and asking questions, but I couldn't see anything without my cheaters on. It's just a way to test it out. But
yeah, you'll have to start wearing those cheaters. You look good in your cheaters.
Well, I'm going to go back to glasses, I think, pretty soon anyway.
You know, speaking of social media, just how cool is that, right? I mean, seriously, you love that Periscope and just that your voiceover talents, and students are going to love being able to see you doing things like that live. One of the other things I love about social media is just all the amazing connections that you can make. And I think sometimes, you know, I guess anything can be extreme, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm on social media too much," but I also think just like anything, it's the way you use it. Like a perfect example is on Twitter, Muddy Paws Cheesecake was doing a giveaway that they were gonna. You could go to this Ignite Minneapolis event.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah, and I entered and won, and what a great evening I had, and I met all these cool people. And that's another thing that we just wanted to talk about is Ignite Minneapolis. If people aren't familiar with that, they do have another event coming up in October. And it's basically like these mini TED Talks. There was 18 speakers, but they have 5 minutes to talk and they go through 20 slides. And it was so inspiring. Just all these different people talking about different things that either they're passionate about or businesses that they're doing, just ways of changing life and changing people's views. It's a great event, and that's why I love social media. And part of the reason I was connected to Muddy Paws Cheesecake is because you actually know Tammy from back in your radio days, correct? Tammy is the owner of Muddy Paws Cheesecake.
Right. Tammy was my very first client when I was working on the sales side of Clear Channel. Clear Channel is now iHeartRadio. And she was my first client. I went out to her old shop over in St. Paul, somewhere on Snelling Avenue. It was just like this little ma and pa store. And, of course, the cheesecake was amazing. And we kind of hit it off. And she became like an advertiser on Acoustic Sunrise, which I believe is still going on Cities 97 on, I think, either Saturday or Sunday morning. I can't remember. But
right, yeah.
I listen to the radio a lot. Can you tell?
Yeah.
But she was a fabulous client, and we kind of, we hung out. We became friends. We, she was part of the Basilica Block Party for many years, and we've stayed connected. And now here you're doing all this stuff with her, and that's awesome.
I had never met her before, so it was nice to spend an evening with her. She is truly an inspiring person. She just works so hard and, starting her own business. There's so many people that want to do that and never actually really go for it. And she just goes for it like 150%. So,
well, she's the perfect example of somebody that just doesn't sit on their dreams.
Right.
She's
right.
out there networking. She gets it done. I mean, there's so many people even that, in our industries, photography and voiceover, where they just talk about it for 20 years.
Yeah, she's a perfect model for people to follow if you're going out there and starting your own business.
For sure. But she's got something going on now. Is it called Camp Cheesecake? Am I saying that correctly? Right.
We should give her a plug. It is called Camp Cheesecake, and she purchased a camper, and she wants to be able to get out there and deliver cheesecake, or she could have it at events like baseball games, things like that, where you could actually just walk right up to the camper and purchase it. So a nice new delivery system,
kind of like the food trucks downtown.
Right, exactly.
So if you want to find her page, we'll post a link on the Eat This Twin Cities page, but I'm pretty sure you can just do a Facebook search for Camp Cheesecake. I'm pretty sure you can find it.
Right, and that's what we are giving away this week is a $25 gift certificate to Muddy Paws Cheesecake, so that our winner will be announced later.
And it really is. It's absolutely mouthwatering, and I would recommend the raspberry swirl.
It kind of made you twirl. Isn't that what you said this week?
Yeah, that was my lame tweet back to her. So I don't think I'm going to win any awards in advertising for coming up with that slogan. All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about Peg's Countryside Diner. And we finally had a chance to go to Black Sheep Pizza in South Minneapolis, and we don't have enough good things to say about that. So we will talk about those places when we return to Eat This Twin Cities. With Suhan Unfiltered, sports columnist for the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Jim Suhan presents in-depth conversations with the best writers and sports personalities in the area. Suhan brings professional journalism flavor without the verbal censoring. Find out what unfiltered really means, only on the Alive and Social Network, SuhanUnfiltered.com. All right, we are back to Eat This Twin Cities. And TB, before we talk about Peg's Countryside Diner, I want to talk about what happened at Target Field last night. What a moment for Eddie Rosario and his family.
It was unbelievable.
He takes the first pitch that's delivered to him and crushes it to left field. Home run, very first pitch of his major league career. I bring his name up because we talked a little bit about him with Chris, a spokesperson for the Minnesota Twins, and also Michael Pearson with Go 96. And he was kind of my favorite to kind of bring up from their farm system and start this year. And he just came up. And what does he do? Of course, he launches a home run on the first pitch of his major league career. And just watching his family dance around with their smartphones, because obviously they were taking pictures of it. What a great moment for them.
That was so adorable, too, when I think there was 5 of them, and they were all standing there with their iPhones.
It was incredible. And I love the Twins do this with rookies that come up. But after he hit the home run, he goes back to the dugout, and the entire team ignored him.
They gave him the silent treatment.
Oh my God, it was funny. And then obviously they came and gave him a hug and high five. I mean, that was just it just feels like they're not a great team, obviously, but it just feels like they're just sick of losing, and they're giving it everything they've got, and they're playing competitive baseball, and it's just a lot of fun to watch right now.
They're definitely coming back around. And if people didn't see that video from last night, you have to watch it. It's so great.
Yeah, you can just go to MinnesotaTwins.com and then click on the video icon in the navigation bar, and you can actually see they won 13-0 last night. So you can see Vargas's crushing home run to center field when he hit a 3-run bomb, and you can see all their video highlights. But good stuff last night. All right, let's talk about breakfast food again, because we're good at it. We've been to this place a couple times. It's this cute little diner out past Plymouth. And what town is it in? It's called Peg's Countryside Diner.
Yep, it's actually in Hamel.
Right. And this place kind of reminds me of like a diner that would be in a Quentin Tarantino film.
Yeah.
You know, you could see like John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson going in there and, you know, arguing about sausage.
Yeah, it's such a unique little place, and they have pictures of guests that have been there, like plastered all over the walls. And I don't know, I just love that it's literally 10 minutes away, but it feels like you walked into this super small town or something.
It is. It's a real folksy kind of place, you know.
And they buy from local farms, which I always love. They have the best sausage and all different types of sausage. Like I think one of them is blueberry wild rice sausage. It's really, really good.
Well, it's one of those diners, too, where you kind of have to sit at the bar because it's just, you know, I love listening to the dialogue between like the chefs and the wait staff. And there's always just quirky stuff constantly going on.
They were getting in the big argument, too, because that somebody had ordered gluten-free and they messed it up. But it's just, yeah, it was cool, though. Not a bad argument, but just funny going back and forth. It is great to listen to them. And I love those little stools, too. It just, I don't know. It feels like you're stepping back in time and just a simpler spot.
Well, they should put it in, I mean, I can see them putting that in kind of a, you know, in a Coen Brothers movie or something. You know, it's got that kind of feel to it. I would not be surprised one bit if they actually used it in a motion picture in the near future.
Totally. So we'll have their website on our Facebook page, which our Facebook page is facebook.com/Eat This Twin Cities. The other super fun thing that we did that day, if people are just in that neighborhood and you do decide to go to Peg's Countryside Diner, is we went to the Dundee Nursery that is just up the road.
Yes.
The weather's been perfect. We've had such a nice spring. And wasn't it? That was such a fun day just to go buy flowers, and they have so much to offer there, all that garden stuff. And
it was a little overwhelming because there's almost too much to choose from.
Right. I mean, we could have spent a lot of money. We had to be careful because there's so many cool things.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a garden person or you love putting flowers in and around your house, and now it sounds like we're doing one of those flower shows on WCCO. But it really is. It's just like, it's unbelievable. There's like 1,000 different choices. Check it out.
We also went to Black Sheep Pizza finally. We have to talk about this. We loved it.
It's incredible. They have 3 locations, one in North Loop, one in St. Paul, and then the one that we just went to, which was on Eat Street. It's actually right across the street from our favorite breakfast place, the Bad Waitress. And yeah, it was pretty incredible.
It was. So we tried the pepperoni and green olive, right? And they told us not to put too much on the pizza because it takes away from it. We like to just savor the flavor.
Savor the flavor of the crust and the sauce, and we took their advice, and even their apps. Do you remember what we ordered for the apps? I don't remember, but it was delicious.
No, you'll remember once I tell you. We had their great chopped salad, which it was kind of funny because you didn't want to try it. You were pushing it away, and I had you try it, and you loved it.
You're right, I did. The problem is sometimes if I wait too long to eat, I don't like to eat anything healthy. I like to get right into the pizza or right into the burger or right into the brat. You know, screw the salads, screw the fruit cup. It's my own fault for waiting, frickin' 12 hours to eat lunch or dinner, but...
Right, but you did love it. And then we also had their cheese tray, which was delicious. And we also had the meatballs. Yes,
the meatballs were delicious. And if you're a beer lover, like myself, I think you probably know that by now, but of course I had the ice cold Surly Furious delivered on tap to perfection.
You enjoyed, right? You liked it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was really good.
And then, of course, we're always big on service, and our server was Bridget, and you guys totally had your own little thing going.
What do you mean our own little thing?
Like, you loved each other. It was like
Loved each other? Yes, we love each other. We loved each other, and now I'm married to 2 women.
Now it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
No, seriously, though, you guys had like a cool connection. I mean that in a good way.
Right, definitely. Well, I love those places in South Minneapolis. The wait staff in a lot of those different places, not just Black Sheep or Bad Waitress, but they're always very personable, and they're just the coolest people around. I mean, it's not like going to the frickin' Olive Garden and having to deal with anybody there. I don't mean to rip on the Olive Garden. I'm sure there's very nice people that work there, but you know what I mean? They have a certain kind of personality.
Right. a bit more down to earth, or just more. I think they are more They react a little bit more and have more conversation instead of just being so. Just acting like a server.
Right, yeah, very interactive, and they take interest in things that people have to say. So yeah, Bridget was very cool. We'll be going back there.
Of course, she thought you were funny. Anybody that thinks you're funny, you love.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. If only I were funny.
Yeah, so we had a great experience, and we had heard really great things from a lot of people. So the pizza was absolutely tasty, delicious, great. We loved it.
The Sicilian pizza, that's what I'm going to get next time. It's a 16-inch square pie topped with mozzarella and extra virgin olive oil.
I know. I wanted to try that this time, but we had already ordered so much food.
Right. Well, what's cool is they bake them all first thing in the morning, before the oven is too hot. So, I mean, they have a cool way of creating and presenting their product.
Right. And seriously, if you're a pizza lover, you'll love this.
So check it out, Black Sheep Pizza. We will definitely be going back. The website is blacksheeppizza.com. And you know the drill. We'll also put a link to it on our Facebook page. You can definitely check it out.
All right, coming up next, we're going to be talking about just all the different things that are going on in the Twin Cities. And we'll announce our winner of the $25 gift card to Mighty Paws Cheesecake.
All right, we'll be back right after this. The term foodie can sometimes come across as a tickle pretentious. BT and Lydia are here to demystify the term and reclaim it for the sake of good food. Their weekly podcast brings in fellow foodies and culture creators from the Twin Cities to talk about all things food. Find this duo only on the Alive and Social Network. All right, we are back to Eat This Twin Cities. We'd like to welcome in our new sponsor. And it's going to be our businesses because we don't have a sponsor. So I'd like to take this...
We're sponsoring ourselves.
Yep, I'd like to take this opportunity to whore out our businesses real quick. You can go to universalvoicetalent.com if you need a voiceover for your commercial or narration. Or if you're interested in becoming a voice actor, I also do coaching, so you can get in contact with me there. And of course, TB is a talented photographer and social media manager. And... she rocks.
Right. So if you need headshots or family photos, or if you need, I know a lot of parents have kids graduating from high school. If you need senior photos, I'm your gal. And my website is usoulphotography.com. Or for the social media management piece of it, it's urbanwildmedia.com. You can check those out.
I've seen a couple of your photos, and I'm just going to give you my highest recommendation.
You're not biased at all.
You are qualified to do it.
Well, thank you.
I have to get my own headshots pretty soon.
We do need to redo your
I know. I've been saying that for like a year and a half. Well, now that I'm buff and back in shape, I need new photos.
And hopefully someday we really will have a real sponsor.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hey, this is new. This is really
No, I know. I'm optimistic that someday that'll happen.
Right?
Well, let's talk about some of the fun stuff. That's coming up this summer. I mean, this particular event is quite a ways away yet, but you know how I always look forward to the Basilica Block Party.
Right, and you love when they announce the lineup, and that just happened, correct?
Right. I do love the announcement, even though sometimes they're always the same bands, but I get a kick out of it anyway. But this year, I am really fired up because Weezer is playing. What's with these homies dissing my girl? Remember that one? Of course, I have to sing the cliched hit. They actually have a lot of good tunes, and they're playing on the first night of the Basilica Block Party. OAR is playing. Remember when we saw them at Target Field last summer? Yep. A lot of great bands. Wilco is the following night on the Sun Country Airlines stage, and Jason Isbell, who I've seen at First Ave, is playing on the Saturday, July 11th. Fits in the Tantrums, another great band. American Scarecrows, Matt Kearney and Matthew Sweet, just to name the few musicians playing at Basilica Block Party. You can actually go to basilicablockparty.org for all of that information, and we're looking forward. We'll have to do some stuff live at the event if they'll allow us to be there.
Have you been arrested there before, maybe?
We can do more periscoping. No, I have not been arrested there. Even in my real hardcore party days, I was never arrested at the Basilica Block Party.
So, okay, well, that's a little ways off, but some really cool stuff that's happening right now is there's a new restaurant that just opened last night called Nighthawks. And that has been, just a minute, hang in there, everybody. I'm trying to pull up a little bit more information about it. We have to check this out. It also is National Burger Month. And so I think that ties in nicely with Nighthawks because they supposedly have a really, really great smash double cheeseburger. So, the chef is Landon Schoenfields, and he is from Hot Dish. Yeah, so I can't wait to check that place out. We just wanted to share that with everybody. And then also, with it being National Burger Month, TD, do you have a favorite spot for a burger? I would say mine is Matt's when it comes to burgers.
I would say my favorite, at Bridgman's. Just kidding. Is there, are Bridgman's still around?
I don't even know.
I don't even know, but Sea Change, our favorite restaurant right next to the Guthrie, they have a killer, and I mean a killer burger in there. You wouldn't think they would, but you'd go in there and you're like, oh, I think I'll order a burger here. That's never the first thing on your mind, but it really is one of the best things on their menu.
Right, it is. And you can get it with a fried egg on top.
Yep.
Yum, 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 yum. And let's see. Well, speaking of the Guthrie really quick, that we had talked a little bit about Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. That is coming to an end on May 9th, excuse me. So that would be another thing for people to check out before it ends. Another thing that we had discussed was the Habsburgs, that the rarely seen masterpieces from Europe's greatest dynasty, which is at the Minneapolis Institute of Art. That is ending on May 10th. So if people wanted to check that out. And let's see. Oh, Mill City Farmers Market is opening this weekend, which I think is so exciting that the farmers markets are starting to open. That's always an awesome thing to go do. And
we went down there last year over by down by the river there, right? By the Guthrie?
Right. I was over there quite a bit, actually. I just love buying all the fresh produce, and they do such a great job. We're lucky to have that available to us. So that's going to be opening, and they always do it up with live music, and there's so many great artists and different things that they sell besides just the produce and the food. And
right.
Yeah. So let's see. The other thing I wanted to mention too is Arta Whirl is happening the weekend of May 15th. That's happening in Northeast Minneapolis, and that's another really cool event that we've never been to, but we're going to be going this year. And that's when you get to, it's an opportunity to tour private artist studios and galleries and connect with the artists. So that should be really, really fun. And then we can also check out, of course, some of the restaurants over there. And the last thing that we just wanted to let everybody know about was that the music and movies in the park have been announced. The Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board has that up on their site now. So, and that'll be starting at the end of May, which is great. And the movies, that's another perfect thing to do in the summer, is to hit our Minneapolis and St. Paul parks.
Well, listen to some of these titles. They're going to be showing Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1, The Goonies. Do you remember The Goonies?
Yes.
Jurassic Park, Say Anything, very early John Cusack. And, of course, one of my favorites, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, my gosh, perfect. Those are all awesome.
So those are some of the movie titles. And, of course, there's a lot of great bands playing in and around those parks as well.
Yeah, and everything that we just talked about we'll have on our Facebook page, and also with Mother's Day this weekend. And so we'll be posting some different brunch ideas for everybody. And should we go ahead and announce our winner?
Yes, I believe you have is it a gift card for a slice of Muddy Paws cheesecake, or what is it again?
It's a $25 gift card.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of cheesecake.
Right on, right on.
All right, let's go ahead and pick a winner.
Okay, drum roll, please. And the winner is Julie Fritz.
Julie Fritz is in this, mother.
Woo-woo!
Hey, Fritz! Fritz off!
Thank you, Julie, for listening to our show and for participating in our contest.
Congratulations, Julie.
Congratulations.
Oh, that'll be a great prize, and you're going to absolutely fall in love with that cheesecake in a matter of seconds. We promise you that.
Yes, raspberry swirl or the key lime. That was my favorite.
Very cool. All right, we'll be back next week at some point talking about more fun stuff in the summertime, and hopefully we'll have hit a couple of brand new hot spots to share with you.
Yeah, we're actually going to be going to the Tastemakers event, and so we'll be talking all about the North Loop after that.
Perfect. So until next week, eat this Twin City.
Peace.